Hi, fourth grade. So today I'm going to be talking to you guys about text features. So text features are pieces of nonfiction writing that help you to understand the nonfiction text a little bit more. So it's all the things that the author adds in to make sure that you are understanding the text and getting all the information out of it that you can. So that includes titles or headings or pictures or captions or things like that. So first, what we're going to do is we're going to watch a video from Flocabulary talking about text features and explaining them a little bit more in a fun way. So I hope you guys enjoy this.
Leo here just found out he has to do a report on sloths. He checks out a nonfiction book. The title is All About Sloths. This is a little bit different from the fiction books that he's been reading. It's got all these text features. Those are the things that draw his eye to important information and help him understand all the interesting facts. Leo's gonna use those text features to find his way around the text. Yo, Leo opens the book. It looks like nonsense till he looks in the front for the table of contents. It's nothing like the table in his kitchen. It lists big topics with a short description. Leo sees chapter 2 is called Sloth Habitats. Starts on page 15. He flips to that at the top of the page. Just as expected, it says Sloth Habitats in very big letters. That's called a heading. It helps him figure out what this section of the book is all about. There are subheadings too. The chapter's divided by smaller headings like trees and climate. Leo sees a picture that makes him laugh. A sloth hanging from a branch, that's a photograph. It was taken with a camera, put in the book to show us how a sloth really looks. Underneath the photo, there's a quick description. That's a caption. It tells you what's in the picture. Leo starts to wonder, what's a sloth diet? There's a text feature that'll help him find it. It's called the index. All topics of importance are listed in the back in ABC order. Leo spots diet, that was easy to find. It's on pages 7 through 9.
Feeling lost in the book that's non-fiction. Text features will put you in the right direction. The captain has a compass, the pilot has a map. You can use text features to find facts. Feeling lost in the book that's non-fiction. Text features will put you in the right direction. The captain has a compass, the pilot has a map. You can use text features to find facts.
Leo keeps reading. It's making him think. He sees that some species of sloths are extinct. Extinct is bold. What's up with that word? It's bold because it's something new to learn. It could be italicized or underlined. Want to know what it means? It's easy to find. In the back of the book, there's something called a glossary, where new words are defined properly. It's an ABC order. Leo looks through the list. He sees extinct means it no longer exists. Now he's flipping through the pages. Hang on, man. He spots a cool image called a diagram. That's a picture that shows different parts of something. So Leo knows how it works, how it functions. There are labels that point out different parts, like stomach, lungs, and his loving heart. This table compares sloths to giraffes. We can also compare with a chart or a graph. These are visual ways of organizing data. So long, sloth. We'll see you later. Peace out. I said we'll see you later.
That's non-fiction. Text features will put you in the right direction. The captain has a compass, the pilot has a map. You can use text features to find facts. Feeling lost in the book that's non-fiction. Text features will put you in the right direction. The captain has a compass, the pilot has a map. You can use text features to find facts.
Okay, so now that you guys have watched the video, we're going to go through a couple more different types of text structure. So here we're going to start with title. So the title is what identifies the topic of the text and tells you what the text will be about. So title of a book, title of an article, title of a magazine insert. So for example, this title would be Bones and More Bones, and then it gives you the little piece made up here. Next, we have the title page. So when there's books or magazines or articles, there's usually a title page that tells you the title, the author, the illustrator, and the publisher of the text piece. Next, we have the table of contents. So you guys might see these in chapter books, but also they are in nonfiction books as well. So it gives you all of the different chapters and then what pages that those chapters start on. Then there is something called an index. So that's usually at the back of the book, and it gives you the page numbers that certain topics can be found. So, for example, if this book that we're kind of looking as the example is about the body. So if you want to look up something about ankles, you would go to page 14. But if you wanted to look up something about bones, you could look through pages 3 through 16. Then there's the glossary. The glossary you guys might have used before, either in your science books or your reading books. It gives the definitions for all of the words that might be bold print or vocab words in your text. So, for example, it gives the definition of shin, which is the front of the leg bone that runs from the knee to the ankle. And then usually the glossary is in alphabetical order, so it's easy for you to go through. Then there's headings. If you notice in your earthquake story, there are different headings that story is broken up into so that you know what each section is going to be about. So, for example, here, this heading is brain, showing that the text that you're about to read is going to be about the brain, but then when it goes down to the next paragraph, it's about the spinal cord. We also have photographs and illustrations. So the difference between these are photographs are something that's taken with a camera, so it's actually what it looks like, whereas an illustration is a drawing showing what the artist, their own thoughts on what that looks like. So you can see the different examples here. This is an actual picture where this is a drawing. We also have captions. Captions are usually underneath a photograph or an illustration, and it tells what is in the picture. So, for example, this right here is the caption, and it says, "This is the side view of a human brain." And then we also have labels. So labels tell us what parts are in pictures or maps or different parts of our text, and it tells the certain parts, like I said. We also have graphs and tables. So a graph organizes information in a visual way. So, for example, this is a pie chart right here, or a pie graph, and you can see that the human body is made up of 51% water and then 49% other elements. And it's just a fun way to show you guys in an easier way than just having this written out as a sentence. It gives you a more visual for that. Also, we have tables. So tables are an easier way to read through facts, like I was just kind of saying. So usually they're labeled, and this one is how much does your heart beat? It gives you number of beats, and then it gives you the amount of time. So 90 per minute, 129,000 per day, 3 8/10 million per month, and 47 3/10 million per year. We also have maps and diagrams. Maps you guys have seen before. They don't just show you exactly where something is at. They can also show you information. So this one, it's a map of the United States, but it's a percentage of Americans with heart disease. And then if you look down here, this is the map key, kind of gives you what you're looking at. So anything that's yellow, 20 to 24% of that state has heart disease. Anything that's this orange color, 25 to 29%. And then anything that's the maroon color is more than 30. So say we want to look at our state, Illinois, right here. We are orange, which means 25 to 29% of our population has heart disease. There's also diagrams, which are using labels, and it usually is to show the different parts of something. So this is showing the different parts of an eye, and you can have the labels here: eyelid, iris, pupil, and retina. For the text, things can be in bold print or they can be in italics. Bold print is shown right here. It's darker. It makes it stand out. Usually the words that are in bold print are found in the glossary. Also, you can have things that are in italics, which means this slanted sort of font, and that just shows that something is important. You can also have bullet points, which makes things a little bit easier. So instead of saying there are 3 different types of blood vessels, the blood vessels are arteries, veins, and capillaries, this just shows you a condensed version, and it's a little bit easier to read. Also, they can have fact and sidebars. So if you look on this example, the text is right here, but there's also a little sidebar that gives you fun facts about the skeletal system. And the last part is timelines. So timelines are showing order of events. So this one is the history of eyeglasses. So it starts in the 1200s, moves its way to the 1400s, 1700s, 1900s. These are in order, and then it gives you different events that happened during this time.